Today's topic is fear or faith. You're doing the same thing. I was actually reading a book this morning, and when I heard this, I understand the concept, but I've never heard it phrased this way or said this way, and I thought that, all my viewers out there probably would get a lot of value out of this. So, obviously having fear and faith are the two things alone are completely different, but in reality, you're doing the same thing. See, I always like to use fear as false evidence appearing real, right? So whether you have faith or whether you have fear, really all you're doing is believing and dwelling on and thinking about something that hasn't happened yet. Do you guys catch that? And here's the other twist. And at the end of this, I really want to share with you guys something that I really think can help change your life when you look at it this way, is it takes the same amount of energy. It takes the same amount of energy to either have faith for something or have fear for something. So whether you look at it, having faith is believing in something that's not there yet, that you can't see, that you can't feel, that you can't touch. And I don't care, what you believe in, whether you read the book Science of Getting Rich or Think and Grow Rich, or it's in the Bible or in the movie The Secret. I can tell you guys one thing, all these different common denominators or all different walks of life, they all say the same thing, is thoughts are reality. Whatever you dwell on, whatever you believe in, whatever you think about the most, you're actually giving energy and creating that. So if it takes the same amount of effort to either be in fear or have faith, why not choose the better? See, I know there is a degree that fear is good, right? So, here I am in Arizona, and what if I ran across a rattlesnake, right? Well, from everything that I've read or heard, rattlesnakes are just as afraid of us as we are of them. They're not going to go out of their way to bite you. They're not going to go out of their way to attack you. The reason that most snakes, the only reason why they bite in the first place is out of defense because they're scared. So I can't have the fear that, wow, listen, if I reach down and I mess with this rattlesnake, I can have a fear that it'll bite me. Or I can also have faith that it'd bite me, right? Hey, listen, watch, I'm going to mess with this rattlesnake and watch it bite me. I promise you, it's going to bite me, right? So you can have the same thing. I want to give you guys another example because I really thought about this as fear and faith is, what if you're jumping out of an airplane? See, I've done it twice. I've jumped out of an airplane twice, and both times that I went, I saw people that were in fear, right? And I want you guys to think about it this way, is that 99% of the stuff that you fear about, that you have anxiety or that you're scared about, probably 90% of them don't even happen. And when they do happen, it's not as bad as you originally thought. What about this? If you are legitimately afraid of something, once again, probably 99% chance if it's going to happen, there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do. So now you're anticipating and living in fear and giving yourself stress and giving yourself anxiety over things that might not happen. And guess what? If it happens, it happened. Deal with it then. Not, go through this whole thing. So here I am, I'm in an airplane, I've jumped out of an airplane twice, and both times I've seen people up there afraid, right? So they're they're on fear on this plane. They're going through all the things in their head that might happen. Oh my gosh, and guess what? Is there definitely a reason to be afraid? They made me sign a waiver. Listen, there's a small chance, but there is a chance. The equipment could fail. The airplane could fail. The operator that's attached to your back could fail. There is a chance that you could A, die, or B, get seriously injured. And if it happens, you need to sign this thing to say that we're not liable. You are aware of it and you're going to go through it anyway. So now you go up there and you have these people and they're freaking out. They can't breathe. You hear the guy, calm down. It's okay. Just relax. Oh my gosh, what if the parachute doesn't work? And what if the wind doesn't work? And oh my gosh, what if we landed? And they're freaking out the whole time while I am in faith. Man, I got faith this is going to be fun. I got faith this is going to be exciting. I got faith that this is going to be a lifetime experience I'll remember forever. And I also have faith that we're going to land safely. See, we're going through the same amount of efforts, except I'm dwelling on the positives and they're dwelling on the negatives. We're both believing in stuff that hasn't happened yet. We're both believing and dwelling and thinking on things that may or may not happen. Except what's the difference? how you're experiencing it. See, I'm having a great time while somebody on the other side is freaking out and probably doesn't look at skydiving the same way that I do. So I want you guys to think about this, and I want to help you guys in closing is that, if you're ever going through fear, once again, like I said, that, most of the time what you're afraid about is never going to happen. And if it is going to happen, there's nothing you can really normally do to stop it. So you might as well just deal with it when you get there. And every time you're living in fear, just take a deep breath. Close your eyes, do whatever you got to do, and all you got to do from switch to fear to faith is just think of what if the opposite happened. What if this does work? What if everything's going to be okay? And you're living in faith that everything's going to be okay. I've been in very bad situations. I shared this with somebody, and this is a personal topic for all you guys, is a lot of this has stuff to go with, the Bible, Think and Grow Rich, Science of Getting Rich, the movie The Secret. I don't care. There's so many other philosophies out here that say this. And I will release this video at one time. But, it was, probably 2 years ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago, where I was trying to build a company. It wasn't working out. And all of a sudden, we had to return the car that I had. I had a big, expensive Mercedes. We couldn't pay for it anymore. Fortunately, we ran through the lease, so we were able to return it. And the apartment that we were living in, the condo that we were living in, the lease was up. And my wife, Amy, is 8 months pregnant. And I've got this video, guys, where I'm walking around this condo, where she's in the kitchen, she's getting the last stuff together, getting the last stuff ready. And I said, hey, everybody, this is my beautiful, fiance, Amy, and here's Robert, so you can see we're packing up. I just went and returned my Mercedes a couple weeks ago, and I put my arm around Amy, and I looked at her, I go, so officially here in about 5 minutes, the Hollis family is going to have no car, and we're going to be homeless. And she started crying. And I looked at her and I said, babe, everything's going to be okay, isn't it? She goes, yeah, it is. And I go, we'll find money. We'll find a place to live, won't we? And she goes, yes, we will. And I go, I'll find another company and we'll make more money than we ever made before, won't we? And she's smiling. She goes, yes, we will. I'm here with my 8-month-old wife and making a video that we're now officially going to be homeless and we don't even have a vehicle. 60 days later, I was making over $7,000 a month residual income. Why? Because I had faith. I could have dwelled on all the negative stuff that never even happened to us. We were able to stay with a friend for a month, enough to get my income up. We got a car. We were able to move into a new home. I set my office up, and 30 days later, I was making $7,000 a month. And all the things I could have stressed about, that I could have been afraid about, that probably would have gave me anxiety, that would have kept me up at night, that would have made my stomach hurt, that would have drove me crazy. None of it ever happened because I decided to live in faith, and all you're doing is now thinking about the positive things that may or may not happen in your life versus all the negative things that may or may happen in your life. So whether you're afraid or you have fear, you're doing the same thing, guys. Just do a mental shift, take a deep breath, and just think about all the things that could go right. And I promise you guys, the more you dwell on things that can go right, the more they will. The more you dwell on things that could be wrong, that could go bad, the more they will. So I want you guys to think about that. Whether you're in fear or faith, you're doing pretty much the same thing. You're believing in stuff that hasn't happened yet. And also, it takes the same amount of energy. So do you want to walk around every day with anxiety and fear stressed out of your mind, or walking around every day? I love entrepreneurs, man. It's like, how's everything going? Man, barely was able to pay rent, but it's awesome. I'm with a company right now, and I'm going to change people's lives. And who cares about this apartment I can't even pay rent for because I'm going to be in a mansion one day. Woo! Or the people, I just was on a phone conversation where I bring this up the other day. Well, you don't know I don't know where I'm going to come up with rent, and they're constantly in fear, and I've been there, guys. It's one of the most stressful things you could put yourself through. So, guys, I hope you guys got value out of today's topic. Make sure you guys go to roberthollisjr.com. You can see all my old videos there. I just posted one today about how to Mac the perfect video. So you guys are going to love that. Just go there to check that out. I also have yesterday's video up there as well. So make sure you subscribe to me. You can get my free gift there at roberthollisjr.com. I'll send you a free gift on how to take your past fears and failures, a little bit more of what I talked about today, and hit the ground running. Is things that I've been able to use to make $1 million before I was 30. And make sure you go there, subscribe, see all my old blog posts, and check out all the information. So until tomorrow, Friday tomorrow, I'll probably be doing a Q&A tomorrow. So God bless everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the shares, the likes, the comments.